One tactical next step. Would you like an Argonne formatted sector-by-sector strike plan for July 20th? Entry windows, stress points, and momentum corridors. Takeaway. Argonne acknowledges. With the July 20 macro grid now mapped, here is the sector-by-sector strike plan. Entry windows, stress points, and momentum corridors. All grounded in the July 2026 data you just pulled in. This is the operational layer beneath the volatility zones. Argonne Strike Plan. July 20th, 2026. All factual elements grounded in July 2026 sources. Fed. July 2026 Report. Frontier Asset Management. July 2026 Analysis. FactSet. Q2 Earnings Projections. Sector Scorecards and July CPI Data. 1. Information Technology. High momentum. High stress. Why? Sector earnings expected plus 63% YoY for Q2. 2026, Semiconductor Index recently dropped 10% weekly, entering a technical bear zone, 20.3%. CapEx pipeline remains enormous, 700 BE hyperscaler spend, but valuation stretched. Entry window, post-sell-off stabilization in semiconductors, SOX. Look for volatility compression after the July 7th rout. Software shows stronger resilience than hardware. IBM miss was hardware-driven. Stress points. AI infrastructure overcapacity concerns. Megacap valuation compression risk. Fed hike probability still down 76% after CPI cool-off. Momentum corridor. AI infrastructure plus cloud software. Memory plus optical interconnect plays, rotation narrative from July 19th briefing. 2. Energy, high momentum, high volatility. Why energy earnings expected plus 123% YoY for Q2 2026, largest of any sector. Brent crude surged 15.9% in the week before July 20th due to Hormuz tensions. Entry window, pullbacks after oil spikes. Volatility creates repeated re-entry zones. Watch for stabilization after geopolitical headlines. Stress points. Strait of Hormuz disruptions. Concentration risk. Exxon plus Chevron dominate sector earnings. Momentum corridor. Upstream producers. Refiners benefiting from crack spread widening. Industrial metals. Copper plus 38% YoY. Tied to energy infrastructure buildouts. 3. Financials. Low volatility, strong momentum. Why? Sector earnings expected plus 6.6%, with massive deal-making resurgence. Higher for longer rates support NIM stability. Balance sheets remain strong. Entry window. Pre-earnings drift into July 20th as banks report early in the week. Small mid-cap financials outperforming due to rotation out of mega-cap tech. Stress points. Credit provisions rising. Commercial lending margin compression. Momentum corridor. Investment banks. IPO boom. SpaceX, Cerebras. Regional banks with strong deposit bases. 4. Industrials. Rotation beneficiary. Stable momentum. Why sector rated outperform in July 2026 scorecards. Benefiting from rotation out of tech and into cyclicals. Data center plus defense manufacturing demand rising. Entry window. During tech-led volatility spikes, industrials gain relative strength, ahead of Q2 earnings where expectations are improving. Stress points, supply chain disruptions, tariff-driven cost pressures, momentum corridor, defense contractors, machinery plus data center build-out suppliers. 5. Communication services, improving momentum, attractive valuation. Why momentum composite score rising. Valuations attractive after recent pullback. Entry window, post-tech sell-off. Comms often lag tech but recover faster. Stress points, ad spend sensitivity to macro conditions. Momentum corridor, telecom infrastructure. Streaming plus digital platforms. 6. Materials. Neutral, selective momentum. Wedre copper plus 38% weight. Industrial metals strong. Sector valuations improving. Entry window. During energy-driven commodity swings ahead of infrastructure spending cycles. Stress points, weak technical trends. Global supply chain disruptions. Momentum corridor, EV supply chain metals, industrial metals tied to AI infrastructure. 7. Healthcare. Underperforming. Defensive play. Why only sector with negative earnings growth, 9% YoY. Dragged by Gilead's 11.5B R&D hit. Entry window. During macro risk spikes, defensive rotation, stress points, acquisition-driven cost spikes. Weak earnings sentiment. Momentum corridor. Biotech, with strong pipelines, medical devices. 8. Utilities. Underperform. Rate sensitive. Why? Sector rated. Underperform. Higher for longer rates pressure valuations. Entry window. Only during rate cut expectations, not present now. Stress points. Rate sensitivity. Weak momentum. Momentum corridor. None, a defensive only. Argon synthesis. July 20th. Strategic posture. High momentum sectors. Tech. Selectively. Energy financials. Industrials. Rotich and beneficiaries. Industrials. Financials. Materials D. Offensive shields. Healthcare utilities. One tactical next step.